Welcome to another video. In this video, we want to talk about the law of conservation of linear momentum. And the way I'm going to define or state the law, I'm going to define or state the law in terms of equation. Now the question goes thus: if MA and UA are the masses and initial velocity of body A, and MB, UB are the masses and initial velocity of body B. If the two bodies are moving towards each other and their final velocities are VA and VB respectively, prove that MA plus MB is equal to MA plus MB. One interesting thing about this particular equation, this equation is describing the law of conservation of linear momentum. The law of conservation of linear momentum states that in an isolated or a closed system, the total momentum of colliding bodies remain constant. The law again. The law of conservation of linear momentum states that in an isolated or a closed system, the total momentum of colliding bodies remain constant. In other words, I can state the law as the total momentum before collision is equal to the total momentum after collision. So let's assume this is the total momentum before collision, the one on the left, before collision, and the one on the right, we can call it the total momentum after collision. So we just need to prove that the total momentum before collision is equal to total momentum after collision, which ascertain the principle or the law of conservation of linear momentum. So how do we go about this? Let's consider two bodies of masses MA and MB respectively, moving towards each other with velocities UA and UB respectively. Then if their final velocities are VA and VB, then we want to prove this equation. So we are going to prove this equation via two laws. The first one is the second law of motion. Second law of motion says that the rate of change of momentum of a body is directly proportional to the applied force and takes place in the direction in which the force acts. So second law of motion, I'm going to write it in form of equation. That's this F is equal to MA. So let's add this. This is the equation for the representation of second law of motion. Then the third law of motion states that for every action, there must be an equal but opposite reaction. Or we say action and reaction are equal but opposite. So in the equation, I can say that FA is equal to minus FB. This minus signifies that the reaction force is acting in the opposite sense to the action force. So I will now marry these two equations together to provide this. Now, it goes thus. Now, if I start with the third law, FA is equal to minus FB. And we remember that F is equal to M into V minus U over T. Because our A from equation of motion is change in velocity all over time. So this F is same as M into V minus U over T. Now if the two bodies are coming towards each other and they collide, what does that imply? Now I can write FA in terms of this as M of body A into the parenthesis of final velocity of body A minus initial velocity of body A all over time. Why am I not putting TA or TB? Reason being that when the two bodies collide, they collide at a common time. They collide at the same time. So we don't signify TA or TB. It is just T. Then it's equal to the one on the left is on the right rather is minus. Then the force of body B will now be represented as what? Mass of body B into the parenthesis of V of B minus U of B all over time. Then the next line of action, if you cross multiply time by this on the left, you cross multiply this time by this on the right. At the end of the day, these two t will cancel out. So the next line of action is that MA into VA minus UA is equal to negative into MB into the parentheses of VB minus UB. Then let's expand this expression. If this is well expanded, MA times VA is equal to MA VA. MA times minus UA equal to minus MA UA. Then it's equal to minus MB times VB is equal to minus MB VB. Then minus MB times minus UB equal to plus MB UB. Then the next is to collect the like terms. So the ones with V, we bring them together, and the ones with U, we bring them together. So if this varies to this side, and this varies to this side, I have MA VA, then this is minus MB VB. When it comes to this side, this minus changes to plus, it becomes MB VB. Then it's equal to this minus MA UA comes to the right hand side. It becomes MA UA, then plus this existing one, MB UB. So that proves the equation. The equation says that MA UA plus MB UB is equal to MA VA plus MB VB. So in mathematics or in algebra, if x is equal to y is also equal to x. So I can just interchange this here. So I can now rewrite this expression as MA UA plus MB UB is equal to MA VA plus MB VB. So that is the end of the class. So life is continuous. Life is differentiable. Life is integrable, but not Lebesgue measuring. It is a diet.